First of all, it's leaning completely on God. Leaning completely on God is just like a trust fall. Leaning completely on God is so frightening because it's like you don't have control. And us as humans, we feel safe with control. When we control our lives and we control everything that's going on around us, it gives us a sense of security. Leaning completely on God means that we must like depend on him, and it's kind of like a trust fall. Basically, that's why I did this. It's a trust fall. When you're doing a trust fall, you're falling back and you're putting your faith on other people to trust that you won't fall. To keep our faith, we must have that same type of trust in God. Although we may be falling, although it seems like everything around us is going chaos, it seems like the house is burning and life is just getting worse, I must trust that God will be there to catch me. I have to trust that, because leaning completely on God, that is how we keep our faith. But the issue with that is, like I said, we want to have control. I want to control everything because that gives me a peace of mind. I know it. Right, we all are guilty of it. We love control, from small things to big things. Your car has been in the shop and you're out of the shop for a week and you have to get to work, or you gotta go to the grocery store, you got errands to run. And that causes you to like have to, you might not have a runner, you might have to catch a ride with people or carpool with other people. That can be so annoying. I don't know about you, but I hate not having my own car. I love getting from point A to point B on my own. I don't have to depend on nobody else, right? But when I gotta depend on other people for a ride, I gotta leave when they want to leave. I gotta trust that they're gonna pick me up on time. I gotta move on their term. I gotta sit in their car, and I can't touch their thermostat. That's their thermostat. It could be free, it could be burning hot in that car, but I still gotta, as their car, and I gotta respect their rules. So I have no control. But when I have my own car, it's like, I could move where I want, sit when I want. I could, leave when I want to leave, come when I want to come. It's so much better because I have control. But sometimes when I do have control, when I am driving, I can get lost. It can take me longer to get to my destination when I'm driving. I might hit roadblocks. Reason why that may happen to me, I might get lost in directions or whatever, because I lack guidance in where I was going. For me to be driving and to be listening to a GPS, that's me letting go of control and saying, you know what, no, I'm gonna listen to this GPS that's gonna tell me and navigate me where I need to go, because it knows more about it knows better about directions than I do. In that same way, that's what like trusting God is. I have to let go of what I think is best. I have to let go of what I want to do. I have to let go of having all the answers and having things figured out and saying, you know what, I don't know. I may be falling. I don't know where I'm going in life. I'm stressed about the future, but I'm gonna let go and lean completely on God, because I'm gonna trust that He's gonna be there to catch me. It also goes on to say, while we're leaning completely on God, we must have a trust and an absolute confidence on God. I trust Him. I trust that He's gonna show up. And not only do I trust Him, I'm confident. Like, I know that God's gonna show up. I'm bold in that. But we don't have that attitude, because that's how it says we're supposed to have it. But me and like so many of us, we don't have a trust and confidence. We have exactly the opposite. We have stress. We don't trust. We have stress, waiting for God, waiting for God to show up. We stress about it. Like, is He gonna show up? Does He really have my back? Is He gonna make sure, He provides for me? We have a stress, and it stresses us out because we don't trust God, and we're not confident in Him. Our non-confidence in Him causes us to be uncertain. Like, man, I'm praying. I hope He show up. I hope He there for me. I hope He, He bail me out. I hope He provide for me. I hope He eases my mind. I don't know. I'm praying. And this trust and uncertainty can be so stressful and so painful. Have I'll believe it when I see it type of mindset. We treat God like, I believe it when I see it. talking to somebody and they selling you a real good game and they saying, I'm this and I'm that, and you know, I could do this and all these good things. And you're like, well, that sounds good, but I'm gonna believe you when I see it, right? So you gotta show me. So I'm gonna believe you when I see it. We have that same mindset, that same attitude towards God. God will provide. Well, I'm gonna believe God will provide when I see God provide for me. God's gonna show up. Well, I'm gonna believe God's gonna show up when I see God show up. God is good. Well, I'm gonna believe God is good when I see God is good. And we wait until God actually shows us how good he is. We wait till God provides for us until God gets us out of that situation to then believe it. And how unfair is that? God is so good and faithful to us, but it's easy to have a belief and a trust in God after he already did it. No, do you believe it when do you have faith in him when it doesn't look good? Do you have a faith in him when it hasn't come to pass yet? That's the true faith in God. That's the type of faith in God that we need. And because we don't have that faith, that causes us to be uncertain and stressed, and and life is just crazy. I'm stressed and I'm all uncertain about my situation. And it's so uncalled for and it's so unnecessary, and we're doing that to ourselves because we don't have an attitude of trust and confidence in God. And the last thing is, but we need to listen to our conscience. We reject our conscience. Have you ever seen somebody that will put the destination on the GPS, be like, the destination say go one way or do this, take this turn, get off on next exit, and they'll just be like, nah, just the GPS don't know. I'm from this area, I know this neighborhood. Like, trust me, this is the best way to go. I'm gonna take this back route. I'm gonna go this way, and they end up lost, taking the wrong turn, getting there late, messing around because they wanted to prove that they know something, just whatever. My dad does that. Oh, I hate that. And we did that so many times. We show up places extra late. We get lost. We get redirected and all type of things. It's been like that my whole life. Just because he doesn't want to listen to the GPS. It's so misguided. That is exactly what we do. God is like that GPS, guiding us, navigating us, how to go in life. God is that inner conscious in us, telling us where to go, what we should do in life. Don't do this. Don't date that person. Get out of that relationship. Quit that job. Don't stop hanging with them people. Hey, put that down. You don't need to be doing that. It's hurting you. And we reject it so much to where it's causing us to hurt our faith. And have you ever seen a parent tell a kid, don't touch the stove? Like, look, don't touch that stove. Hey, do not touch that stove. And then the parent tells his kid that so much, the parent just tells him, like, look, you know what? Go ahead and touch the stove. You know what? You won't find out. I told you ample times, don't touch the stove. Since you're so hard-headed and you want to be curious, I'm not going to tell you nothing. Go find out. And then the person touches the stove and gets burnt. God tells us stuff so much, right? But just like that parent, sometimes God just gotta let his hand go and be like, you know what? I tried to tell you otherwise, but I gotta just let you find out. And just like that kid that touched the stove, we get burnt in life. All because we reject our conscience, which is God's voice in us. You have God's spirit in with you, so your conscience is really God's voice telling you what to do, telling you what not to do, trying to navigate you, but we just don't listen. We reject it. And because we reject it, we're basically saying no to God and saying, I know what's best. And we burn ourselves alive. These are the 3 steps in order to keep your faith. Leaning completely on God. Having that trust and confidence in God. And don't reject God's voice. Don't reject his voice.